This is Truth Frequency Radio.
The wicked ones obviously under heavy Masonic influence.
When you finally boil it all down, magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. Shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die.
What is up, everyone? I'm your Sorcerer Supreme of Saturday nights, Frank Castle. I'm here with my etherical translator. She's in the background, though. It seems both of us took a hit with some 24-hour quick-moving flu. Before I start the show, I want to give a shout-out. Everybody in the chat room, what's up, guys? Big shout-out to Chris and Cherie Gio. Beyond the Veil, they're up next. Love you guys so much. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here to tell this story. I have a feeling that if you weren't there, this story would be very dark for me. So I will always remember you for that. And thank you for bringing me over to TFR so I can be part of the protection from deception, which is something I've always wanted to be part of. You know what I'm saying? So don't forget to sign up to TFR. Check it out. Get the app. There's so many hosts, so many great people. Remember, it's all fake news. So get the app and listen to the fakeness. No, seriously, calling us fake news has driven up people to the site quite a lot. I find myself in rotating shifts just answering questions. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Sometimes I worry that I can't answer your question. I try to get to everybody. I really, really do. And you guys are starting to wake up. I know you can see it now. I know you can see it. And I know a lot of the other hosts see it. And I know Chris and Cherie see it. And I know you guys are starting to see it. So sign up. And there's something for everyone. And welcome back to the now. Now, this is where we don't have much left to the year. I think maybe New Year's, I might go on air for a little bit for the hour. I'm a little unsure if I'm going to do that, and I didn't want to miss out tonight because I can't do next week. I play Santa for the kids and the family, and I know you might say, how do you play Santa if it's pagan, it's this, it's that? And I go, man, it's all in what you put into it, the story you decide to tell. You don't have to follow it the way it is. It could just be about bringing joy and gifts and love. But the kids absolutely love it. They go insane. And my nephew, he's getting closer to that age where he's going to see that it's me. Although I'm starting, my beard has reversed itself. It is now white on both sides with a black strip. I don't know when this occurred. I was looking in the mirror saying, I've been growing this thing forever, and it's just not, it doesn't seem to be down to my ankles yet. And what I did notice is it went bright white on the sides. So my wisdom is starting to show. I want to thank everybody for sticking this out. This has been an intense year. It was very difficult for me to start this show. It was difficult in it, as in just talking about this is already hard enough. Then finding the right people to talk about it with. This was a perfect storm for me. But everything still had to line up. It was happening for long over a year. And the whole time Chris was pelting me, come on, do the show, come on, do the show. And I'm like, bro, I can't. I don't have anything to talk about. And now I'm laughing at myself. Paul is sitting in the background. I'm like, don't worry, I got this. But honestly, it's my first maiden show like this, alone, kind of rocking. But I'm never alone. This is the beautiful part about it. You're never, ever alone. This is an excellent way to close the year. We've been together through quite a bit. You've heard so much of my story. I'm starting to hear tons of your stories. But, it's a slow process. I had to learn from the go. Getting shot down was what this was about. Being a so-called truther, and you're out screaming stuff like, oh, 9/11's an inside job, didn't you know? You can't even have, Thanksgiving because you're screaming it across the table. But didn't you know they're all part of a cabal that drinks blood and there's reptilians behind them and ETs behind that? You can't do that. I know it's crazy. It sounds crazy. You have to find your people, your tribe, your vibration, your frequency. This is what it's all about. So before I go any further, because it's going to get crazy tonight, it's time for my disclaimer. This is the story of my journey and my journey alone. I don't suggest you try this at home alone. That is, unless you're ready. Then by all means, I suggest you travel with a reputable shaman who knows what he or she is doing, and be safe in the love and the light. And remember, universe rewards bravery. I feel like I have a fever right now. Shout outs to Willie. And I'm going to just start it with this. I was hallucinating earlier this morning, and my fever got so high so quick, I didn't know what was happening. And it started to feel like a DMT trip. Now, I laid down, and I know you guys, when you get sick, sometimes the best position is just on your back, with your head slightly propped, like your neck nice and perfect, and your head is just in the pillow, the blanket's up to your nose, and you say to yourself, I'm just not going to move. I'm not going to move. It'll all just go away. Well, my movie screen was going berserk. It made it so difficult to relax, and it was like a flu-y symptom. It came over me, and I noticed something very peculiar happened to me. I saw what I thought was a little baby standing next to me. I was just sitting on the couch. And I said, oh, what's happening? Why is there a little baby? And as I look over, I noticed half the baby's face was very dark. I told Paula before, it looked like it had corruption attached to it. Like a sickness, yes. Wherever this baby would step, you would see like a dark, where instead of light shining over it, it was like a darkness. So every footstep, there was like a dark circle in the footprint. And I was like, hello, little baby, what are you doing here? And he just started talking like a regular person. And I went, no, you're not a little baby. And he said, no, I'm not a little baby. I'm just keeping my eye on you. I think we should do a few things together. And I think we're going to have a good time. And I said, oh, no, little baby, you have darkness attached to you. You're not of the light. Are you of the light, little baby? It says, do I look like I'm part of that light? And I said, no, I think you're making me sick. And it said, well, what do you want me to do then? And I said, I want you to go. And then I started cursing at it. You need to get the F out of here. You need to get lost. Take you, whatever friends you came with, get out. I want you to guys to know something. Even during a hallucination, I'm fully aware of what's going on around me. And I know little dark babies don't exist that have a corruption on their face that start talking like humans. I was telling Paul, the head was a baby's head. And the body was not a baby's body. It was like a regular proportionate body for someone that little, but the head was big, like a bobblehead almost. You know, they come as all different shapes and sizes. It's are we tuning into it? I mean, I probably got a cold, right? And it's probably just filtering through me. But what else is going on? We've talked about stuff like this on and on ad nauseum of what you see and what you don't see that's right around you. Layers upon layers upon layers. Things working in a weird symphonic combination. Yeah, they use the fever and the sickness to come in. It draws. They must look at us a certain way, and they're aware that there's something wrong with us, that we're corrupted, and that they can seep in. I noticed that every time I've been under, the entities rush to my injury in my neck, and they like block it up really quick. The good entities, they're like, oh, they always come to me and say, oh, your neck, oh my, look what you did to yourself. And I go, yeah, well, you know, that's why I'm here. This is what brought me here, the injury. But really, I was missing spirituality. I hit rock bottom. I see a lot of that. There were people on Facebook recently saying, is it me, or when you hit rock bottom is when the whole thing starts? And the truth is, yes, that's exactly when it starts. When you've seen that you can't see anymore. You're blind, but you know there's more. There has to be more. It can't be just this. Every friend, the best of best. You mean that one? The closest one to me? These things that I have and the people that are around me, I love them, I think. But don't they love me? You know, Paula has this thing she says about Hello Kitty. We were in Wildwood, and I was trying to win her the Hello Kitty. I was winning other things. I couldn't win the Hello Kitty. There was a point where I had 2 Hello Kitties on the hook, and I'm like, yeah, make it up for lost time, baby. And as soon as it goes to drop in, nothing. And she came out. She's like, don't you put another $1 in that machine. What have you ever done for me, Hello Kitty? And I was laughing. I found that to be funny, but she said, we have a Hello Kitty on the tree. And she just looked over and she goes, look, you've been you've been reduced to the Christmas ornament. You know, what have you ever done for me?
I loved you my whole life, Hello Kitty. I love you back.
You never loved me back. They're just possessions, items, things. We take on these teams of this nonsense sometimes, you know. My thing is better than your thing, and this thing is better than that thing, and we grip onto it, and it's a thing that if I came over and took from you, if I came over and took Paula's Hello Kitty, she'd try to stab me. But the reality is, it's just a thing. It means nothing. It's your intent that you put into it. I mean, it could be a gift that was given to you or whatever, but remember, life is the most important thing. And synthetic things make you concentrate on the object, right? Your attachment to these things and your desires. We've seen them in all shapes and sizes now. I'm a firm believer that I'm building a foundation with you, with every individual that hears me, so that your faith is just going to become rock solid. You're going to know that you're the creator. It's you. It's you. I don't know how many times you need to be grabbed by the shoulders, grabbed by the elbows, and have just shake you. It's you, man. This is the trick. The story's the same story in every culture. It's just a different name. The heroes are the same heroes, just a different cape, just a different pair of boots. And now it's us. We're here again. I'm no more special than you. I took the journey this far. Others will take it further. Some will not take the journey at all. There'll be all layers and all levels. This is a school, so to speak, inside of a bio computer simulation of sorts. All of it's real, happening at once, and you're just projecting in. It's time to start placing your intention on what matters, because every time your intention is taken and placed somewhere else, you are then blind to that angle. You're just the horse with blinders, and that's it. I don't know who's hearing what out there, but listening to Truth Frequency Radio, I'm sure you're hearing a whole bunch of it. Antarctica, now people visiting, the guy that went to the moon, Buzz Aldrin, saying, "Oh, it's great evil." Who knows? You're a plant as far as I'm concerned, buddy. Before you go, he's sick now. On the way out, be prepared for some statement. I'm telling you guys, try not to believe the hype. They're going to present alien tech, unearthed tech from our ancestry, our past. Antarctica is going to wind up becoming Atlantis or something to that nature. You're going to find out that the Nazis were there. That's where they ran to. They had bases there. They were working with different kind of ET groups and inner Earth groups. Don't be surprised if the inner Earth group that looks closest to us doesn't just start revealing itself. This is going to be a time of great confusion, going directly into Russia did it, Russia did it, Russia did it, fake news, fake news, fake news. I'm almost tired of hearing. I'm honestly getting sick of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like I find myself lonely searching, going, there's just not enough information here. I have to sort through this wicked media. Now, I know through you guys, and you guys know through how you know, physically being in the trenches, what you believe to be real is real, which news sites are credible, what's going on. We talk about plant medicines. Been around for a bazillion years. Oh, Target. Of course, because I'm just telling you how is it as it is. Revealing secrets. Oh, big deal. This is our birthright. You don't get to hide my birthright from me. Like, I'm from the Bronx. I'll punch you in your face. Like, you don't know what does your soul matter to you? What matters to you? Does your child's soul matter? My brother and I finally see eye to eye. Not that we were always against odds at all. That's Rob Banks from the heist. He became a dad. I didn't. Right? When things split after a while, and it gets crazy when you hear ayahuasca, DMT, reptilians, this, that, and the other thing. But now there's pedophiles. People who touch little boys and girls. He has a little boy and a little girl. He doesn't care what you say. If you're doing it, maybe you just deserve to get out of here. Have it chopped off, thrown into the fire. Like, this is where him and I see eye to eye. The point of connection of this whole thing is the rituals. They're getting busted on all layers, on all levels. You're going to see everyone from the poorest of the poor to richest of the rich, anyone connected into this whole thing that's going to be doing rituals and blood sacrifices, children, some kind of manipulation with control and power. It's going to surface. It's going to get really, really, really ugly. We're in a time. All right. You know why here? All right. This was something I wanted to bring up, and I'm glad. I'm glad Willie brought it up. No one does anything. Right? We have people in positions of power, in places that we put them. Look, it all rhymed because it's meant to be talked about. That do nothing. Why? Can anyone answer that question? Because I'm going to tell you the answer. Because people go, why? Because it's magic. That's how magic works, right? I put a spell on you. You're going to watch me do it. I'm going to stand right here in front of you. Paula, every show that you watch has magic in it, right?
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
I've watched 17 different shows, and everything has something to do with magic at one point or another. There's this crossover between tech of now and later, and then actual blood ritual magic. You have the side that goes to the AI and the side that goes to the demonic. I put up a post about demons. Know your demons. I was like, oh, this is pretty pretty good picture with the demons on it. Know your supervisors. That's what I called it, because that was them. There were so many on the list. And then I get more responses from people that say they see these things, have dealt with them, have talked to them, have met them in their room in situations at times and points, have whispered in their ear. Oh, really? But I'm the nutbag. It sounds like a bunch of you people are hiding a lot more than you care to speak about. We're here to open this up a little bit. The deep end of the pool, right? Russia didn't do it. These guys are pedophiles. They're using magic on us. How else would you? All right, you're seeing it 4% maximum. Those of us that are a little more woke, a little higher of a percentage at times. How are you going to see the magic working? There's 0.01% of us that are going, look, it's magic. They're doing it. Look. Here's the actual spell they're using. Look, child pedophile rings. This isn't new. This has been going on forever, since the beginning. There was a split in the beginning, just like everything else. You can have it this way, the dark side of the force. Or you can go this way, the light side of the force. Have no attachments, kind of. You don't have to take that uber literally. You can still have fun. You're here to have fun and have a good time. It's just that you ignore the dark, and it will show up at your door eventually. Then it will be so gross that you could be, this can't be true. This can't be true. How can this be true? That's too dark. Chris was telling me it's darker than anything I've ever. I can't even talk about this. It's so dark. I go, what are they making them do? Right? And he told me a few things. And I go, are you trying to humanize in any way, shape, or form Darth Vader? Because you can't. The minute you humanize him, he becomes like a character that could be likable. He's a villain. He's doing villain things. Right? Dr. Evil's a clown. Okay, to show you, oh, look, cute cat with the bald head. We're all dummies. They're coming in hard and strong. These are people that eat people and babies. Like, what? It doesn't get any worse than that with me, except you steal possibly the soul. Right? Is death even a good thing for you when it comes knocking on the door? Is it, or do you lock these people in cages in front of the world? To show what you shouldn't be like, Death isn't what we think it is anyway. You're just giving them the escape route. Unfortunately for them, something they don't know or they refuse to see. While they get their riches here, Bill Clinton pedophile, I see that you're down to 150 pounds, perhaps, lighter. When you go, there's a special seat for you. It's in a box sitting on Satan's lap. And they're going to chew that yummy little delicious soul and everything that it's worth down to nothing, and you will be no more. So how unfortunate. They say they sell your soul to the devil. There's no devil. You're the devil if you decide to do it. But Satan energy, that's real. That's very real. That'll come into the room when you're thinking about, did she sleep with him? Did she not sleep with him? I'll kill everyone here, but I love her so much. And then you don't even know what's going on. That seeps in. You pull that stuff in. When you go to war, it's rampant. It's just there. We just watched a movie. It was like, this is the kind of stuff that happens when war goes on. It traps the souls, turns them into something like a trap between the two worlds. And I'm like, they just keep putting it out there over and over again. It's regurgitated material. Heard it all before. I go under. I ask, why didn't you guys give us the information on how to beat these friggin' things? Why do I have to do this and guess at it? And they just showed me it was written on the wall. They're just lying to us. I wonder if I drank ayahuasca or whatever and sat in a pyramid and took a look, if I had someone work with me and just hold the book in with the information in front of me in the other language to see if I could just pull it out. My belief is strong. I'm willing to take the step. The universe will reward me. I'll bring the ultra normal into the realm of your awareness because that's what makes me happy. That's my purpose. That's what I do, so to speak. There's no ego attached to that. Just so you guys know, the 1212 portal is open till the 24th or 25th. If you had a little trouble going through the full moon, I always say during these full moons, you got to give away the negative energy. You just got to give it up. All that weight that's on your shoulders, you got to just release into the atmosphere. You just say, universe, come take this. Take this from me. I don't want it anymore. And then you shift your awareness. And that's what tends to work for me. Tell me what works for you. Maybe you'll find the key that unlocks other stuff for everyone else. Find your team. Find the team. It's time. Starseeds, light workers, they're real. You have Kanye West screaming now that he's an alien from outer space, come here to help the human race, and he's been doing it wrong the whole time. Not news to me. I could have told you this a long time ago. You know, some people just get controlled. They take them and they control them. I think all my dealings with certain things, I knew during a hallucination or the fever that I was changing frequencies, because it's when I panic under ayahuasca. I panic. I can't breathe. What do you mean you can't breathe? They tell me, what do you mean you can't breathe? They're like, just breathe. And I take a deep breath of air. And I remember it's all like scuba. You're a ghost in a meat suit. You're a living being of light that never dies. You just shift meat suits. We're going to get into way more when we come back. I'm Frank Castle. This is Fearless, and I'm your protection from deception.
Real people, real radio.
Initiating the truth frequency. This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Am I awake or is this a dream? A fantasy where I'd rather be. So come and talk with me. Come and walk with me. Is this a wake-up call from my reality? Have you seen my friends? Have you seen my girl? Wake me up from this. I'm trapped in this world.
I so love this song. It's called Come Alive by Frank Castle. I have 2 tracks out by specifically just Frank Castle, Hate Me and Come Alive. Come Alive was my song that came through a year early. I listen to it now and it's going to be timeless for me. It was like the wake-up call and me sitting alone and everything around me kind of going to hell in a handbasket, and I'm noticing it, the whole thing. And I'm going, where are you guys? Where's everybody that's been with me the whole time? And no one's there. All these other things reach out at me. But then I realize it's me. It's always been about me. I was coming alive. Shout outs to Josh. Shout outs to Cousin Dan. I got to give shout outs once in a while. It makes me feel good. It's the hip hop in me. It brings me back. So I think I started something. I hit a nerve when I talk about the pedophiles. I don't really like to talk about them. It's disgusting. It disgusts me. I'm with you. I debate myself. Do they burn? Do they hang? Or do they jail? You just put them in, just lock them up. Just keep them right there on display. What not to be. Don't be like this, fools. And we can all relate to the children. No harm shall come to the children. No harm shall come to the children. What don't people understand? Everyone's still going to Jet and Giant games around here. I don't see nobody arguing points about pedophiles anywhere. So put your awareness where it counts. And these pesky pain in the asses also are in charge of the secret space programs. It's all going to start coming out now. They're going to give you a quarter of a story and expect it to fill you because it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be so fantastic that you're going to be like, wow, that's pretty fantastic. And I'm telling you right now, it's not fantastic. That's nothing. That's not even tip of the iceberg. That's not even it's nothing. They're going to give you something that they've been waiting to give you. They're holding off not to, because it's going to change the energy industry. It's going to cause problems across the board. It's going to cause problems for everyone. So be aware. One of the things that's been going on with me lately, I've been reading the raw material to you, just parts, and I've already caught a little bit of a spanking for doing what I've done. And I'm going to explain why. Ra is not a god. Not a capital G. He's a collective of different beings. Been around for a real long time. Sits up in the sun, chills out. Has a big bird head. Overlooks everything that's happening, the transfer of energy and information. He's not to be worshipped. He's not to be followed. He's not to be a religious icon. He's not to become a false idol. You guys got to keep in mind, and I say you guys because they keep explaining, your simple explanations through the book is enough to get some people started down a path of their own new religion. And that made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach knowing that I was participating in nonsense like that. This book, the raw material, parts 1 through whatever, I'm still in 1. I'm just reading 1. I talk to Ra. I understand, but something occurs when you read the words. It unlocks more, just like with the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. When you read them, or they're read to you, you unlock more. So over and over because your mind don't pick it up all in one shot. Right? If it does, good for you. But it doesn't. That's not how it works. You're absorbing information at an insane rate at all times, but it's time to take it up a notch. But these materials are still the product of a scientist and a woman pulling the information out through channeling. If at any time the subject that is the housing of the raw consciousness that he's speaking through, it's not even that he jumps in you, it's just that you become an open conduit. If at any time your discomfort, his vehicle, as he would call it, is discomfort or is not facing the right direction, the message comes through distorted, it gets humanized, it gets touched, thumbs prints all over it. And you can't help that. We're human. The brain only does so much. Can't help it if I got to scratch my armpit and I'm impatient and Frank had way too much coffee and now he's trying to translate from the sun god. It's best not to think of them as gods. Think of them as allies or friends. Allies is best. I had trouble. Paul summed it up best with that. They're allies. I'm like, yeah, but he's like a father, but then this one hangs out with me. They're allies. Yeah, but this one's like a brother, but he's kind of like a friend. They're allies. And yeah, allies and ancestors. Call to them. See what happens. We've talked about the craziness when people play the games, right? They're just beings. Some of them are archetypes specifically there. And I've argued this point. I've seen them on the chessboard. I say, how are you on the chessboard with us? And they say, well, we're not on your chessboard. We're on this chessboard, but we're on one. That means they're bound to the game, the rules and the regulations of the game, where we are not. Just like the characters in the Matrix, you can bend some rules, you could break them, and you could step out of the game. See, they can't step out of the game. This is something that I've learned specifically. I will jump to the, as far as your cord will take you, snap the cord, you go sit in source itself. You can't go any more than that, right? I've gone out of the machinery. Out into there's only 12 people actually projecting at this machine, and it's them doing everything through the technology. So you're projecting into the biocomputer simulation machine, And then, oh, look, there's a Zodiac machine that houses a source ball. And then from there, you jump out. It's us. We're the creators. It's us. I've been past Ra. I've been past them. They're allies. I'm sorry I had to get all crazy like that. They push me to make sure you don't go religious on them because they don't want that. It is a tool to be used, a road, a guideline. Your discernment is what counts. You might go, well, Frank's a little far-fetched on that one. And you go down, drink ayahuasca sometime from now and go, whoa, okay. And your road gets to the same place as mine did. It's just your perspective was slightly off from mine. For some people, the jump is 3 miles long. Others, it's 3 inches. It's all where you're at. All right, now we're going to kick back in. So one of the things I've noticed is that no matter how hard some people want to go on the other side, and they'll call me and say, hey, we got to do this. Hey, we got to do this. I'm ready. If you're really not ready, even though you're saying you're ready, you're not getting in. We've had experiences of this before with absolute. It's not failure. I'm not calling it. I don't want to ever call it failure. It hurt, though, at first for me as a shaman. It makes me look weak. Does it? Does it make you look weak? What makes you look weak? The fact that you can't control someone else's position inside their universe? It's another creator. It's a sorcerer just like you. You can't do anything, as a matter of fact. They have to agree. Everything is an agreement. Contract's an agreement, guys. Get used to it because that's what's been going on the whole time. This is why when these things come at me, they always say, yes, now if you just say yes, then we'll do this. And I go, no. The answer is no. And they're like, well, we'll kill you. No, you won't. You won't do anything. We'll take you and recondition you so no, you won't. Well, we're going to kill you 6 times tonight. No, you won't. You see how this works? We can do this all day, folks. All day. This is how it works. Break the spell. Break the condition. It's magic. Break the magic spell. The money is magic. It's magic on paper. They're handing it to you. The fake money. Agree that it's real. It's real. It's real. It's real. And everyone's like, it's real. Now it's real. There you go. Now I can't be without it. Right? So, and then they set up a whole thing around it. Now you think there's nothing else but that. Really? There's no way other than that. You're telling me nowhere in the whole universal construct, anywhere that this can go on. So I met what I think is, I'm not going to use any names tonight, was a person that can not only handle their stuff, but can play around on the other side like a magician, like his own sorcerer supreme, in a way. The ability to control. How about just sit up for one? I can't sit up, but sits up, goes in so deep and so far that off of what I did, which was very light because I got to keep an eye on everyone else there, all I saw was the chi ball and the magic shooting the energy from the ball, from the hands and the fingertips of this person through the house. And I was asked, hey, we don't want you to bother him or even pay attention, as a matter of fact. We want you to view it. Oh, look what's happening. Yay. Okay, you done? Okay, look over here. And I said, what's over here? And I laid down and looked up. I collapsed in my chair, and it was the golden room again. I was sitting in a room made of gold. And it was pumping and pumping all different kinds of awesome energies into me. And I kept trying to get up out of my chair. I kept going, come on. I have someone here that I'm taking care of, and I'm collapsed. I have a bad neck. This hurts. And they're like, no, it doesn't. And then, boom, no pain. I was being, as Paula would put it, what was it? Golden glitter was being poured down my throat. I said, this is amazing. Where am I? And they said, well, this is yours. And I said, and who are you? And they said, well, we're your friends and your allies. Take a look around. And I looked, and I said, I know everyone here. And this place is amazing. They're like, this is your place. This is your space that you unlocked We discussed this way, way long ago in the episodes when I saw the movie Ant-Man and the train came out. And I said, oh, my God, my brain, lowercase g, it unlocked something. And the next time I went in, there was it was like a golden tunnel into a golden room into this beautiful place. And I said, this is real. And they said, no, this is yours. And you don't come here enough. And I said, well, what about this over here? What's occurring in the room? And they said, when you're not ready, it doesn't matter how much you put in to your body physically, how much you're going to eat, how much you're going to smoke, how much you're going to drink, whatever it is, you're just not going to break through. You're going to hit a wall. People describe the wall constantly. They say, I keep hitting the wall. I keep hitting the wall. And I say, there's ways to break out of that. You got to go deeper. But then what happens when I send you deeper and it won't send you deep? You're not ready. There's something more. I'm beginning to see this often now. I hear stories of it not working and then just decides to work on like day 3 or 4 in. And Paula and I have been breaking it down. It is, it's like a one solid slab of stone, right? Yes. And then someone takes the hammer and the chisel and cracks that first crack and then starts, like chiseling away at it and creating you. You're like, fixing yourself. You're letting the real you out of that. And it takes time. So one thing I did notice is that the person that was here was just in a greater mood. Just because you don't break through doesn't mean the medicine doesn't work. The medicine's absolutely working. How do you feel? Feel great. You look great. Transverse in the universe, bro. I'm like, dude, you're a pro. Fantastic. I'm actually quite embarrassed. But I'm actually blacking down from very little and then going high up and looking in like a teacher, which is very interesting to me. I still get chills when I think about this. But the removal of the trickster and the dark energies and the purging of the black goo, because that did occur, all that occurred. It all came out. I remember he even said, like, oh, yeah, you keep telling me I got to have the bucket with me. I got to have the bucket. I'm like, okay, I'm telling you, just keep that thing under your chin, right? Every time someone says to me, what are you talking about? They throw up on themselves or everywhere else. And he just happened to have it right there and just grabbed it. Blah! He said, I would have never thought in a million years. And I says, what? That how violent it was. Well, you're getting through the cake. It's like Drano. Drip, 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 drip until you melt through that hair. You chemically blast through that thing. Except we're doing it organically. Yeah, the absolute confusion too. Here's another thing. He was under at one point, and I went, "Oh man, he's there." And then 10 minutes later, he was back. Like, nah, I decided not to. Like, and I found that to be interesting, and they worked that deal out. But the medicine runs in the background. It says, okay, basically, you're not kicked out of the experience. You basically can't deal to the you can't process. That's a better way of putting it. It's not that you can't deal with it. You probably deal with it on some level, but it might be too much. Yeah. Like there's a point where your brain just goes, nah, and you have to come out of your body when that happens, or it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But it worked. It worked. All of the times where it didn't work, everyone that I speak to, these people, I still speak to them. We're connected. We're brothers. We're sisters. We're everything. We're family. We're allies. It's working. 28 days, 3 months later, it's still working. Well, my life's better. All right, so you didn't see Horus, but, you didn't melt into the afterlife, but you're a full success. Yeah, today's easier to get through. So that is very, very important. Now, I had a little bit of an experience last week. These experiences have drained me, but we're learning as a team how to clear each other out, how to remove things. I want to just say do stuff. It goes from things that I can do and witness to things that we can do and witness. It's you group meditate while you're under plant medicines. Different things start occurring. You can keep your intent set on something, a goal, and go for it. What happened during this experience was a complete. I was not ready for it, not aware that this could even occur. Once again, you came out of left field, got me blind, and I would say it was fully successful. Yes. Yes. Okay. So Paul's agreeing. Here's what happened. Had a couple of people over. Everyone was going to have a little bit of an experience. I thought, oh, we'll just do a little bit at a time, not have everybody out at once. So I went in the first two, and then I sat back, and I didn't go in. I just took a hit, and I thought to myself, okay, I got to keep my eyes on these guys, these two. Like, I actually was worried a little bit, but not. You know, a first time and a pro kind of going back to back. And then I hear, hey, why don't you mind your business? And I'm just sitting in the chair and I'm saying, mind my business. Well, no, I can't mind my business. And I realized that one little bit was more than plenty. And I look over and they just turn my head away from them to the person to my left. They say, you should really worry about this instead. And I was like, well, there's nothing going on over here. This person's meditating. It's fine. Everything's okay. And then I look up over my head. This is how it starts. There's a purple light coming in from the ceiling. That's what it looked like, a beam of light, about maybe 8 inches across. And it was hitting me in the top of the head. And I looked up, and it would hit me in my face. And I said, oh, purple light, violet, the violet light. I can see moving around in the light with these clouds of, it just felt like, I don't know if they were other consciousnesses or other beings, but I felt so good. Had no clue what was happening. So my left hand starts to open, while to the right of me, the two people were out. And I was being pushed to look left. So I look over at my hand. I'm like, why is my hand opening? Why? And then purple light out of my hand, from the top of my head out of my left hand onto this other person who was meditating. And I saw what was a dot, like a single dot in the center of the chest. And then slowly this dot came. I was like focusing on it. Like, what is that? What is happening to this person? And a vortex opens. It looked like a black hole opened in this person's chest, but extended outward, like it came out, almost like a tornado on its side. And from the dot that was the singularity point of what was happening, a line went across the room to one of the people sitting on my right. And I heard, okay, if anything occurs tonight more, this person should be the leader, so to speak, or the head, not necessarily a leader, but like a point person for everything else, like a mouthpiece for the mouthpiece. Also, yeah, if someone was going to speak first, like in, I don't like using words like priest and priestess. It just feels awkward. And they didn't say priest or priestess either. They just said this person should be first. So I looked over and I said, you have to go in. This person agreed with me. I go outside and I tell Paula, come inside. And she's absolutely normal. Nothing's going on. She was doing some cooking. I said, I'm going to need your help. I came back in. Two people got up when they were done with theirs, and they were starting to say, hey, like, what's going on in here? Okay, we're just going to sit up and just watch. And I said, well, this person has to go in. I said, I'm also going to go in with you. I'm going to keep an eye on you. Apparently something's going to happen, or something's supposed to happen. So we start, and we go under. The first thing that happens is this person falls forward in the chair. And I thought, oh, man, that's not good. Really under, like really working it up. And I said to myself, wow, man, this is potent. And I did mine and then looked. All right, I turned to my right and I see a rainbow loading itself into her back from behind and jumping in layers. And I said, okay, well, that's interesting. And then the purple light apparently was hitting me in the head. Paula says, hey, the purple light, I can see it hitting you in your head. Now, I didn't tell anyone about this. This was like a beam of light. She's telling me from across the room, it was a beam of light hitting you in the head. And I said, I do not know what to do with this situation. So I put this person on the floor, and Paul is telling me, don't worry, you know what to do. So I look, and as I'm trying to concentrate, in between me and Paula, there's like a totem character. I call it a totem, like a totem pole, but it was a person like carved into it, and it was purple, and it was not lavender, it was violet, and it looked like it was praying at this person, and the energy was just pouring off. And then to my right, I see the rainbow, except now I see a dark strip, like pure black, just entering the rainbow. And as it's pouring in, the black is going right in the center of the body of this person and just pouring in, like almost like it's throwing up, like a pipe just gushing out oil. And I'm like, oh, no, what is this? So Paul is telling me, you know what to do. And I'm thinking, I'll just do what I normally do to clear people. I have to clear this out of this person. This has to be a disconnection point from whatever this thing is, this dark entity. So I run my hand. It's so odd, but this is what goes on. It's apparently psychic surgery is what they call it. It's not Reiki or Reiki. From my elbow to my fingertips on my left hand, it looks like that purple light that was hitting me was pouring out of that like a scanner as I waved it over this person back and forth. And I was able to see where the energy was coming in, almost like an X-ray machine or something, some kind of machine like that. I don't know. It was like having Superman's vision when he's just piercing through everything. And I kept going, wow. And I go, it's lighting up this person. I can see what's going on. And I moved all the way up to this person's head. And the head was on fire. I was like, oh no. And all I did was say, nope, we're going to take that out. And I pulled on it, and it jumped from my left hand into my right hand. And when I looked over at it, I said, oh my, there's something in my hand. And it was Reptilian. Go figure, baby reptile. Well, it looks like this is the end of the show, and I did it again. So we'll see you next time, being the protection from deception that we are to you.